Okay, so we're going to talk about treat pouches, being prepared for your dog, having everything you need, what I carry, what I do to prepare. This is a video that is made for pretty much every board and train that comes in, so it's not specific to your particular dog. So you might want to ask some questions on exactly what I think or what I might use. Almost everything, with the exception of my purse and this bag, are available in my Amazon storefront, even my spray bottles and stuff. So I will be including that in the caption when this is sent to you through WhatsApp. So let's get started. So first things first, when it comes to treats, I don't spend money on fancy treats from the pet store. I stopped doing that quite a while ago for a variety of reasons. One, I want whatever I am using to be easily accessible for my students. I don't want the excuse for not working with your dog or not being able to reward your dog is that you haven't gotten to Petco or that your Chewy order hasn't come. Quite honestly, most of those treats cause diarrhea and a variety of other problems as well. So I started using human grade food for a lot of my different treat deliveries and treat stuff. And depending on your dog, something here is going to apply to you. Or you are going to, let me grab one more thing, or you can ask me what your dog is using and we could talk more in depth. But I'm going to go over how I make it easy for myself. You guys, I'm busy. I have another business that employs 3 girls. I have a husband, I have a son, I have my own dogs, and I'm training your dogs. So making my life as simple as possible and as push button as I can is exactly what I try to teach you guys, so you don't even have to think about it and it can make life easy. Okay, so first let's go over what I use for treats and the variety of things that I use. So these are simply turkey. You can do chicken hot dogs as well. I get the Foster Farms ones. They're about $6 for a huge pack. I cut them like you would for a baby or a young child learning to eat. So I cut them so they're relatively small, approximately the size of my pinky finger. I don't want them too big. When I get the pack, I'm going to show you guys what that looks like. I buy this pack right here. I will cut the entire pack up and I throw them in a cake pan that looks like this. And if you want to make it really easy on yourself, you can get the metal toss away, throw away tin pans and cook them in there and just throw the whole damn thing away when you're done. Sometimes I do that when I'm too busy. And I cook them at 400 for approximately 20 minutes. I let them sit in the oven after that and cool, and then I bag up the hot dogs in approximately 1 cup per bag, Ziploc bag. I throw all of them in the freezer and I just pull out what I need at the end of the night. So if I go through all of this, I'll pull out a new bag when I'm getting ready for bed. That way I have a bag ready to start my morning training. Depending on the dog's food drive, sometimes I'll mix their kibble, like this one's ready to be mixed with kibble. I'll mix their kibble in with this and use their kibble as well, and then the kibble will get some of this flavoring off of the hot dogs. So again, I just cut the whole damn thing up, cook it one afternoon or in the evening, and then bag it up and grab the bags as I need them, and I try to stay ahead of it. So whenever I cook 1 pack of hot dogs, I put it on my grocery list. There's always a frozen pack sitting in my freezer ready to go. These are my most popular. Most dogs really like these. Again, turkey or chicken. If your dog has a food allergy, you can also go with beef. Mozzarella cheese. This isn't the most common thing that I use. Again, you can use string cheese as well. Simply because the softer cheeses tend to not last as long out and about because they get hot. So it's not my favorite, but I do have dogs who prefer this cheese, probably because there's children in the house that have given them string cheese. Same thing. I buy a block of it at Costco or Smart & Final, the cheaper stores. I cut the whole damn thing up. Again, very small. Put all the bags in the freezer and pull them out as I need them. This is also something, if you have kids that are able to use knives, they're a little bit older, this is a great chore to add to their list. Hey, cut up the treats for the dog. My most expensive go-to is going to be chicken breasts. So I buy the huge bag at Costco. I cook all the breasts in the same type of pan I would cook the hot dogs in. And then I bake them until it is just dry. And then I cut them into chunks. You run into some same issues with chicken, that it shreds. So I try to be kind of careful exactly how I am utilizing the chicken or how I'm cutting the chicken. Sometimes I'll cut them a little bit larger and break them down with my finger. But this sometimes is what I have to use when a dog first comes in, or if they don't have extremely high food drive. Keep in mind that food drive is built. When people tell me their dogs don't have fantastic food drive, it's often because of the way they've been feeding them and the way they've been giving treats. Consider these paychecks. So if you free feed your dog or you leave the bowl down and wait for him to finish, this loses value, especially if you have a dog who innately isn't highly food motivated. Guardian breeds, Great Pyrenees, this isn't something that is genetically motivating to them. There's other things that motivate them, but food is useful in training, right? So be mindful of how you are using food in your day-to-day life and how you're using it as currency. If you give it very freely, your dog just looks cute and you give them a treat, you guys are going to devalue your major priority or your major currency. Cheddar cheese, sharp cheddar is my go-to. I like it better than mozzarella. It's a harder cheese. It lasts longer. Same thing, cut it up small. I'll cut up the whole entire block, freeze the bags, and then pull out the bags that I need at the end of my day so they're thawed for the next day. So those are my go-tos. Some dogs have a really, really hard time, depending on their teeth, breaking down some of those different treats. So there are some times that I will use baby food. I will put baby food in these shampoo bottles that you use for flying. I'll stuff them full of baby food, and then I will just squeeze the tube into the dog's mouth. Once again, there are some very expensive bags of this that you can get at the pet store that have chicken and liver and all that, when you can get baby food for 86 cents a jar and fill this up and you're already at the grocery store. Once again, I am trying to keep it as simple for you as possible, so there's just no excuses to be able to get things to motivate your dog. All right, the other thing that is, this is just a dog trainer type tip thing, is I bought this little bag off Amazon. So when I'm going out to the park and I need to carry a variety of treats, it's frozen. It has little frozen things in it. I stick all my treats in here so they stay cold in the summer so I don't waste food, because the last thing I want to do is throw half of this out because I left it in my car and it got hot. So that is something to think about too. This is cheap. It was like $6. I also have one. I'm a diabetic, so this is also really useful for transporting diabetic meds. Okay, so I'm gonna put this stuff away. For you guys watching this, my cat is being a complete jerk right now, so I'm trying to keep eyes on him and the dog I have out while I'm filming this tutorial. So I apologize if I lose track of what I'm doing and what I'm saying, because I'm making sure he stays safe. Okay. The next thing is treat pouches. So we actually sell these. I have them on hand. If you are a board and train student and this is something you want, message me. I can add it to your final invoice. I can tell you what colors I have and all that kind of stuff. They do sell them online as well. I think I'm a little bit cheaper. We love these. Dwayne wears them as well. So they have an excellent belt, clips together. Your treat pouch stays open. This is silicone, so it's very easy to clean. You can attach multiple bags if you want to on this strap. One is good enough for me. What I love about it is that I can move it while I am doing stuff. So let's say I'm working with a dog and I'm gonna sit down. I can move the pouch to the side or out of my way so I can easily reward the dog. So that's one thing I really like about this. This is my go-to for if I'm in an environment I don't have to worry about loose dogs, or I'm not going to be out for a long period of time, or I'm working at home. I snap this on in the morning when I'm taking dogs out to go potty, because I will quite literally do a yes work session for 10 minutes while the dog is going potty, or work recalls. Like, that's how I build training into my day. So this one is fantastic. I love this company. So if this is something you're interested in, let me know. My longer hikes, or I'm going to a park, or I'm in a residential neighborhood where I have to worry about loose dogs, I'm going with this bad boy. It is not pretty. I understand, but it has everything I need to keep dogs safe, and let's go through it. First and foremost is vinegar spray in a spray bottle that sprays a nice stream. So it goes out nice and far. Vinegar is extremely aversive to dogs. They can't stand the smell of it. So when you have a dog running at you loose, I will spray this towards the dog. If it gets on them, it's okay. It's not pepper spray. It's not going to cause a fight with the owner. Most of the time they think it's water till they smell their dog, and the dog usually instantly backs off. I've been on many hiking trails and I've been out for search and rescue and had loose dogs run up on my dogs, and this has worked 99% of the time. It is very effective. I just very calmly spray it at the dog and the dog takes off. It's acidic, it stinks. So this works. Always have this on you if you're going to be in an area where loose dogs are a potential hazard. Always. I cannot stress that enough. There are times I have just set it in here as well. The biggest thing with your treat pouch, getting off track and circling back, you want to be able to access your treats quickly. 1.2 seconds is what it takes to reward your dog that they put something together. If you are too late, you are potentially rewarding a behavior you don't want. Your dog sits, you go to reach for the treat, the dog pops out of the sit and you give it the treat. You just taught your dog to not sit. So once again, your treat pouch, your hands have to get in it quickly. It has to be accessible. It doesn't matter if it's cute. You have to be able to get into it. Okay, back to safety precautions. So again, have that vinegar spray always with me. I also have canned compressed air. It sounds like this. Some dogs this scares, some it doesn't. It's kind of a 50-50 crapshoot. I've had some dogs that have gone after our dogs and ran right through the sound of this. It does look like pepper spray, so some people do start to freak out if they see you pull this. This is still my first go-to is going to be this guy, the vinegar. But this is nice to have on hand just in case you need it, okay? But again, it's not my favorite. Not related to training, but I carry a squeaker. So when I take pictures, hey, I mean, come on now. So you can squeak it, get your dog's attention, take pictures. You might need it. I'm just putting it out there. Water bottle for water if you need to give your dog water. And I have a collapsible bowl stuck in here as well. Obviously, this one is meant for me being out just a tad longer than normal. But again, if I'm going to be anywhere where loose dogs might be a factor, I have this on. I also, poop bags, obviously. I also carry a very cheap spare slip leash because let me tell you how many times I've ran into dogs off leash and the owner doesn't even have a leash. So I'll be like, hey, would you mind putting your dog on a leash, please? My dog's scared. I didn't bring one. Here's one. You can keep it. Absolutely freaking amazes me. But I keep these $2 a piece on Amazon. I buy them in bulk and again, just hand them out. And even like if I have dogs that chew up some of my more expensive slip leads, I'll hand those out for free. Hand sanitizer, and then I carry Clorox wipes with me as well. So this, like I said, and I'm again diabetic, so sometimes I'll also carry snacks and things like that. So that is my more out longer term or have to worry about loose dogs. Now for our luxury babes out there, Louis Vuitton. So this, they don't make this particular one anymore, but they make the bum bag and a ton of other really nice ones. I had an insert made for this one, and that's where I stick my treats, is right in here to keep my Louis Vuitton bag clean. I wear it as a crossbody when I'm going into Home Depot, or if I am somewhere I want to look a little bit nicer because I'm dining on a patio and this doesn't exactly go with my outfit. I will wear this, and then my wallet and everything goes in this small pocket right here. Once again, I always carry Clorox wipes. If my dog has an accident, God forbid, I want to be prepared. And my poop bags are in there as well, so I'm ready to take care of anything that might happen. So you can use a nice bag and still be ready for your dog. There's no excuse, right? Like you should have everything your dog needs. Okay, that is everything. Oh, and if you're an e-collar user, you just clip to here. How cool is that? Okay, that is everything. So please let me know if you have any questions. Attached to this will be a link to my Amazon storefront where quite a few of the items that I've talked about are listed, including the big fanny pack. And this particular one you'll have to talk to me about. That's it. Let me know if you have any questions.